Hey, what's up? Ken from Palm Beach Dyno. Today we have Nevin's 2015 Mustang GT on the dyno.
Alright, so look, you can see these buttons here, that way you can transition to the one. That's the main picture, that's Ballard. You can hit like, if you want to transition to that, that's not for it. It's to it. So like right now, I'm just playing this video, because people know it. And then we'll start with that. And then if I say, oh, we're going to go to Ballard.
Okay, man, that was a pretty healthy first hit. That was even a little bit more than we expected. 860 brute horsepower and 603 foot-pounds of torque. But let's take a closer look at the graph.
Are we just gonna like, what are we doing? How are we doing?
The 860 brute horsepower was at 7,600 RPM, and max torque was at 7,200 RPM, which is typical on a centrifugal. It's going to keep building with RPM. Let's look at the graph itself, though. We got into it about 2,500 RPM, and of course, being a centrifugal, it's not going to make much boost down there. It hits roughly 5 pounds of boost by 4,500, with max boost being 13.8 at the very top where we lifted, and as you can see, power is still climbing. We pulled up just a little bit short at 7,600 RPM, but as is obvious by the graph, you know, centrifugal car just usually pulls and pulls and pulls with RPM, especially at the pretty wide
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Palm Beach Dyno live feed. Can everybody hear us? We're working with a new setup today. There might be some weird delays or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out, but we don't want to use just our phone. Might have to work with our internet connection here at the shop on uploads, but can everybody hear us? Who's got, we probably need to get, hey, give me your phone. Yeah, I'll do it. Where's your phone? Right here. You get on Facebook. We're on Facebook and YouTube, by the way. I'll get on the Facebook one. I'm not going to do YouTube then. There it is. Keep the volume down, it's going to feed back. There it is. Alright, I can see everybody. What's up, everybody on Facebook? Roy, Eddie, Kurt.
Turn on the volume.
Yep. Turn your volume down. Everybody sounds good? All right. Anyway, first off, let's talk about some of the things we got coming up at Palm Beach Dyno. For those of you that like our YouTube channel, it's been a lot of dyno videos lately. You know, it's winter time, but we've got a lot of trips scheduled coming up. The first one isn't for racing for us, but we're headed to the Daytona 500 with Anthony Ballard. And we're going to try and go live with Anthony in just a little bit. I'm not sure how this is going to work. There's a little bit of a delay, but we're going to try it anyway and see how much of a train wreck it is. And we also have Trevor Burkheiser, who works for us doing the NA tunes out of Oklahoma City. We're going to go live with him a little bit later on. But this weekend, what we have coming up is a trip to the Daytona 500. We were lucky enough to tune a NASCAR driver's car, Matt DiBenedetto, is how you say it. It's a Toyota car. Procore is the sponsor. We tuned his GT350 at signature speed with Anthony Ballard, NA, and he invited us up to Daytona 500. We've got hot passes, so we're going to try and do some really killer behind-the-scenes video based. I'm not sure exactly what they allow, but I think we can video quite a bit. So we're going to do that for you guys this weekend. Then next weekend, we're headed to New Orleans to No Problem Raceway. It's a private rental, but it's a fairly large event that we'll see other people there. Our boys from JPC will be there, and I'm sure some other people from around the country. It's a big family type reunion deal that we go to help the families with, and it's great. So we'll try and do a video from there. Then the very next weekend is the big one, Anna Marais Spring Break Shootout in Bradenton. We'll be headed there. We've got a vendor spot in the Midway with Rare Fab. We're going to have a bunch of cars on display, parts on display. You can come and talk to us about your builds. The main car that will be there supporting is going to be Sandra Leslie's Limited Street car. Last year, she held the record and also won Anna Marais Joliet. And this year, we're basically fine-tuning everything with the program, and we're going for the championship. So, you know, a lot of work to do. That's only a few weeks away. With our trips coming up, it's going to be tough, but we're going to try and get it done.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Anyway, see, Robert, heard you guys were supposed to make a trip out to Arizona. Any truth to that?
Hopefully this year. That's on my list of shit to do.
Yeah, I mean, I personally want to go to Arizona to visit some friends, unrelated to, well, they're car guys, but not to doing anything.
I got
just to hang
family
out.
too, yeah, something.
And we've got a lot of good customers out there, Ron Furlong and that whole crew.
Shane Jandeska.
Yeah, we'd love to get out there and hang out, but we don't have anything planned. As far as us traveling, as you know, I just told you that we're going to No Problem Raceway to help out a customer. That car actually happens to be here. He shipped it here. We're going to arrange shipment to No Problem Raceway. He's going to go there with his truck and trailer and take it home from there, and then we're going to fly up and help him. If you're looking to do anything like that, we are available. Of course, it's not cheap to do this. We have to make it worth our time. So don't think you're going to call here and fly us out to your track for $400 or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, we can do it. We will do it. We'll do international. I used to travel a lot to the Caribbean. I went to Kuwait quite a few years ago. And I really enjoy doing that stuff. So if, we don't really advertise that, but if you're looking for that, you know, it's possible. I'm not going to speak for Rob, but Rob may want to go by himself. You can get me by myself. You can get us a package deal.
Package deal is the best.
You know, and I'd love to have Trevor come sometime with us too. Is everything working?
Yeah. Let's see. I got one question I thought was funny ready to start. You want to questions? What do you want to start with?
Is it true that Rob Shoemaker eats entire pizzas without sharing?
I can probably do that, but I do share my pizza. I could definitely eat a whole pizza by myself, and I've done it. It's been great.
Oh, another big thing, news.
Uh-oh. We're going to be good.
We got our own vinyl machine recently, so we're printing up all our logos. What's over there? Sorry. All our logos in every color you come up with. Here's the Rob Shoemaker Taco Tuesday sticker. You have to pass the test to get this one.
There should be a test.
Yeah, or maybe you have to come to Taco Tuesday in person. I don't know. We're not shipping any of these out yet till we decide. And then, you know, just our regular logos, some pink for the ladies. We're going to have all those up on the website soon. Obviously, we'll have them all at Bradenton, if you want to come check us out in person. Here's a real question. Not that the other guys' questions weren't real, but
Let's hear it.
I have a 2011 with a VMP Gen 2 illuminator short block, 4E85, 75 millimeter upper, 15% lower, DW 95, 16 PSI, and 800 roll horsepower. My question is, if I upgrade to ID 1300s with a 69 pulley, will my illuminator short block handle it? Yeah. Your illuminator short block is going to handle anything that blower can throw. I mean, with the 2.3 VMP Roush, any of them worked over 1,000 was like, you know, the top of the top, and most people didn't make 1,000, and that block can handle 1,000. So
easy.
Let it eat. Roy the pup. Simon's doing real good. We still don't know what happened to him. It was a real scary night at the vet for him, but he's been fine. I think he might have hurt his shoulder. He's got a limp, but I can't find why he's limping because I poke him everywhere and it doesn't hurt. Anyway, all right. Anybody else? What other questions do you guys have for us? We want to hear. This is, you know, we got about.
Here's one. Right. Let's go over the levels a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do a video of the levels, but here's the thing with levels, and I actually thought more about this, and you know, there's always these memes and like the terms that people hate in the industry.
Full bolt on.
Yeah. So, you know, level's going to be another one of those, but you know what? I don't give a shit because there has to be a way to cipher through all the bullshit. You guys as a customer, unless you're an expert, you're not going to get on our website and pick out all the parts that mean what or reach your end goal. So your option will be to, you know, ask a bunch of people on Facebook or follow our levels program, which is no different than another company's stages, which everybody, oh, stage 2, what the hell is that? See, it means it's more than stage 1, all right? That's what it means. So the idea of the levels package is whether we have levels packages, say for a Roush upgrade, which is just an upgrade to a Roush car. So,
maybe,
you know.
Maybe gold and silver too.
Yeah.
Over to, especially at the end.
Yeah. And then, but really what we're focusing on with the level packages is full turnkey deals. So we have, and they're not all up on the website yet. We're going to have all this finalized for Bradenton, and we'll be,
oh, nice.
We'll have some pamphlets to hand out and all that. But the idea is this. So you take a Hellion sleeper kit and decide how many levels we're going to have. Let's say we're going to have 5 levels. Level 1 is the cheapest possible way to get in that Hellion kit to get you power, good power, safely, but it's the cheapest way to do it. And then level 5 is the guy that comes and says, I want to make the most power I can get with all the best parts there are. And then the levels in between are different varying stages. You know, usually, say the first 2 stages might only have 56 pound, or levels, might only have 2 56 pound injectors, and then level 3 would have ID 1050X, and level 4 might add the fuel system, and that's E85, stuff like that. And that's how we're going to follow it. And we're doing the same thing with BMR. We're going to have BMR levels and pretty much any product line that we're really trying to push. So that way, when you come to us for a turnkey build, which is what we're focusing on this year, is, all right, what are your goals? You tell me your goals. All right, you need a Hellion level 4, BMR level 3, 4 level 2, and, you know, all the other parts that go along with that, and you're going to kick ass. It just makes it a lot easier for us to help quote you guys out. It's a lot easier for you guys to come up with a modification path. Like, all right, well, I'm going to start with level 1, but what does level 2, 3, 4, and 5 have? What can I upgrade to? And doing it that way, we can also try to give you expectations, right? We put a Hellion kit, and it has options to go from 600 to 1200, and you pick them, but you don't know what options you need to get to those, what the options you pick is going to result in. I get all the time where people want to try and run 15 pounds on pump kit. So we're trying to get things easier to buy for you guys and easier to sort through. And of course, you could take any one of those packages and customize it from there, but at least it's a very good starting point. So,
okay, go over the levels: gold, silver.
Okay, premium support is another video we're going to do separately because there's a lot of information here, but I'll just give you the taste of it. We offer 3 levels of support: silver, gold, and platinum. The tune that you end up with pretty much is going to be the same across them. The difference is the support, but this is a real key, important difference. I wouldn't consider silver the baseline package. You really should consider gold the baseline package, and then silver is more of like the budget version of that, and then platinum is the high-end version of that. Because with gold, you're going to get everything that most people want. And the number one thing that we are offering And we've struggled with this, and we're working on it. We just got a new phone system installed, and the way it's going to work with premium support now. We offered phone support, but that was a little hard sometimes with the way our phones worked to follow through on that as good as we would want to. But now we're working on that. So now when you sign up for premium support, or if you're a current premium support member, you have a special phone number that only premium support people get. This is going to be a rolling phone number, so don't try to think you're going to get the phone number and then call next year, give it to Bob. If we start getting a bunch of calls that are not premium support people, delete that number. We generate a new number. Everybody on our list gets an email. So that's how we're going to handle phone support. So phone support is very important to a lot of people, so that's really the best reason to hit up Gold. If you don't buy Gold and you're calling here for tuning support, unfortunately, you're just going to be told to send an email, because not every other, but many other tuners out there, all they offer is email support. So if we're going to offer phone support, we have to charge more for it. And if you don't pay for it, you don't get it. I mean, the alternative is, hey, everybody gets phone support, and then Gold's the lowest level, and then we don't offer the $550. The reason we offer $550 for silver is the guy, he has a bone stock Roush. He isn't like going crazy with it and just wants our tune. Here's your tune. We log it. We tune it, and that guy's never going to touch his car again. Or it doesn't have to be a Roush, but anything.
Not saying that silver's not going to get you fast. Yeah, there's plenty of customers who we've sent files to who have silver who've gone super fast.
Right.
It's not saying you don't get the same support, but it's a lot easier with Gold, and you get tracksides in there that are included and everything.
Well, yeah, let's talk about trackside support, and that's one thing that we're going to be a little bit more strict on. We've helped a lot of people out at the track when they haven't paid for it and all that. You know, Rob's up at 9 o'clock at night, and you know, everything should get paid for. So we're going to start. We're going to probably tweak what's included. But currently, you get 2 trackside supports with Gold, and then you get 6, I think, with Platinum. And the way that's going to work is when you buy that package, you're going to get 2 gift certificates for trackside supports. You go on the website, you schedule it, just like you're buying a tune. And for those of you that don't know what trackside support is, you can search on our YouTube channel. I did a really good video with our buddy Trevor on doing that and explaining it as we went. But the idea is you guys will make a run, you'll data log it. We're sitting there ready while you're at the track. You send us to us. You got to have internet at the track, of course. You send us the log.
Yeah,
so we review it, and then we make changes. And now some people might think, okay, well, what am I going to gain? Well, it's possible you gain nothing, but it's almost. Have you ever seen a guy with a car that never changes anything, but over 3 or 4 years he goes like half a second quicker? Well, what did he do? Not just what we do, the engine tuning. He probably adjusted that. He's adjusting suspension. Sandra Leslie's car, for example, that we race in the NMRA. The tune didn't hardly change all year, but we went from running, 9 to setting the world record. How did we do that? Trackside support. Sometimes we did it remotely with her. Sometimes, me and Rob flew up there to. We went to Joliet.
Gateway.
No, not Gateway. No, Joliet. Joliet, and that's that was her first win. So us being there, whether it was us being there or just the trackside support in general, we were able to dial the car in perfectly. Anyway, let's go ahead and pick up a couple questions here.
This one right here is pretty easy. Removing the sleeve in your cold air intake depends on what cold air intake really. I mean, there might not be any horsepower gains there. It will make probably a little bit more noise, but that's the dyno and find out. It's probably minimal if anything.
All right, we'll just switch back and forth. Do I need a separate tune to run C85 instead of E85? That's from Kurt. Kurt's got a badass Roush. I believe that's what he still has.
Yeah,
it's slightly different, but for the most part, it's such a small difference that you're probably fine swapping it. We have many customers that just go back and forth, and that's assuming that the car was tuned originally on pump E85 that was at 85% ethanol. In that case, it'll be close enough. Go ahead. You got one?
See what I'm trying to look here.
I got another one.
27 intake, JLT or PMAS. Either one works just fine. I mean, it's a huge debate, but it's the same. I mean, they work fine.
Yeah. Y'all going to do heavy street and NMCA this year? It's a new class. No.
I don't have anything for heavy street.
Nah, and it's long term as things grow and we have more staff and I'm able to travel more. I would love to be able to race NMRA and NMCA, but that's just not in the cards. It's not even in the cards for me to race my own car this year. I've got enough people that I'm helping that, I was really excited about my car this year, and it's been sitting for a month now with nothing done to it because that's just how it works in this business. I want to get back to that, but right now we're still going to focus on mostly helping customers. We're not going to be running any of our own cars this year, other than, you know, my car will probably be at Mod Shootout for the 680, so I can go there and break on the first pass again. And Francisco's car, yeah, we do have a pretty bad, I think we're bringing it to Bradenton. I have to talk to Francisco, but I'm sure he's fine with that. Yeah. It's a badass Whipple car, 50th anniversary car that went 890s already on 19s, and we did a bunch of stuff to it, and we're hoping for more out of that. Got any more questions? I got a bunch here.
Go for it.
2018 10R80 with a stage 2 Whipple, long tubes, 3.6 pulley on E85. Yeah. I assume you're talking about a 3.6 pulley, just the upper pulley without the lower. Yeah, that should be going 950s all day long. I think Ballard was only running, he had the 20% lower with like a 3.7. I'm not sure. It's somewhere in that range, and he went 9.0. So, yes.
Extra burbles and crackles with your GPF. It's only like a short limited amount of time. It's only a couple seconds. I think it does a factor, like a half second. Yeah. It's probably fine. 16 injectors need to run 85 stock. You can run on stock injectors for 85. Anything like, you know, you start getting in there like headers. Once you swap the manifold, really, 47s are needed. What do you got? Another one if you don't got one.
Go ahead.
PD blowers don't make the same low end torque as the 0304 Cobras or Shelbys. We've gone over this. It's not that they don't make the same torque, they just make stupid high horsepower.
You're comparing a Coyote at 10 PSI to a Cobra at 20 PSI. Yeah. I love Cobras. I started tuning on Cobras, but please do not try to bring up the Cobra versus Coyote debate.
They might make good power, but like they don't make the same power.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. It's just different. I got one. I have a 2018 Mustang 10-speed. Is the Engage the best tuner for it? Yeah. Here's our official wording on SCT and Engage. Up to 2018, we don't really care. We can give a good quality tune on either. 2018 and newer, we do 18 tuning. Some, I think, are we doing it right now on SCT or not for NA?
We are.
We are doing it for NA, but and this is not a slam on SCT. This is all very difficult. SCT might catch up here, but right now we feel most confident, especially with the new platform of the 18, to be tuning everything with HP tuners that has a power adder on it. So if you buy SCT and then you go power adder, we're going to push you to switch to Engage. So it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, we've done some SCT that run great, but the quality, I think, is
I should probably tell the person's name who's asking the question. Can we get a Carlos Sabrina Rob Shoemaker combo shirt? Yeah,
we should.
Carlos is my hero.
Yeah, you're my hero too. Let's see. Here you go. Is there any benefit to putting 1050s in my Gen 3 Whipple car with the 72s already in it? If you're planning on going to like an aftermarket fuel system, I would say 100%. I would do it now, and that way it's just the easy transition over to a fuel system.
What's good horsepower for Gen 5 on E85? You know, I assume you're talking 18. It's not really available for the earlier cars just yet. It is going to be available. A good number is as much as how big your balls are on a stock engine. We have multiple Whipple ones over 1,000. Ballard went 157 miles an hour a bunch of times. That calculated out to about 1040. And we've got a few others out there that we're making similar power.
17 manual, Roush, blah, blah, blah. I mean, so this one right here, if it's a stick or an auto, it'll probably make, I mean, with boosting on the 79, you can make 750 easily, I would think. With a stick car, it's pretty easy for a Roush. Go for it.
Planning on drag week. Yes, definitely plan on drag week. I'm definitely going on drag week. There's no doubt about it with the red car for sure. That's at the very least, if I can make just that one effort a year, I'm going to do it.
The Renegade question. I mean, we run Ignite 114. We don't really run Renegade in anything anymore.
I've done a couple remote tunes with it, and it worked out fine.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's the same.
Not, you know, VP is obviously the standard now, but when it comes to E85 race fuel, I prefer Ignite, but C85 is great. That's what Sandra runs in her limited street car.
The factory launch control for SY50 NA, it doesn't really work anyway, so don't use it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Ryan Knight, any updates on Big Yachty? Big Yachty for all you Mustang guys. This is my Hellcat that I bought, so we can really amp up our Hellcat business. We do them locally, but I figured if I got my own, we can kick some ass. It's got 5,000 miles on it, and it doesn't even have a tune yet. But that, you know, again, it's the same thing as my red car. The Big Yachty's been on the dyno schedule at least 8 to 10 times since I bought it, and it always gets the boot for something more important that comes up. But I really do want to get back to it. The idea was that we were going to do a lot of that over the winter, but we've kind of experienced some explosive growth over the last few months. So, Dale, what's up? Thank you.
Let's see. How much horsepower should I see my 85 tuned over my 93? I mean, I've made 450 pretty easy on 93, and then I've made another 30, 40 on the 85, depending. I mean, usually if you're 450, you might pick up 20 or 30 easily with a 85, depending on how good your 93 tune is.
Scott Belgian, Mr. Wheelman himself. I got his wheels on my Explorer. They're badass. I love my Explorer 10 times more now. Would you be able to make a max effort tune and a second tune for daily driving with less horsepower? Absolutely. Obviously, you don't need that. It's the max horsepower tune. It still should be safe enough to drive all the day. But if you're looking, like on my Hellcat, I've got the 2 different power modes. I switch it to the 500 horsepower mode when I'm in the rain because I like it being softer. So if that's what you're looking for, absolutely.
When you tune an NA car, channel aspects I tune for a 10 or 80. I mean, I tune everything. We touch, like, I mean, we probably change hundreds of stuff.
Yeah, we get that question not all the time, but you know,
I mean,
guys that are real technical.
We could go through it all day long.
What are you changing the tune? That's like asking like a chemist what goes into
an opinion
monster. Tons of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, we can't answer those questions.
Yeah.
Like
it's so. I mean, it could take all day.
Yeah, I mean, we're changing everything.
Yeah.
Ignition. I mean, everything gets touched.
We do change ignition maps, spark maps,
variable cam timing, shift pressures,
all that.
I mean, just about everything that we can change for the positive.
We change it. Yeah, make it better.
Best starting setup on a Viking Crusader coilovers for an S550 manual car. Your best, you know what? I'm going to defer that to Kelly Aiken. Kelly Aiken gives me all the information on the shock settings, and I don't really share that stuff publicly because he likes to share it with his BMR customers. So ask Kelly Aiken. It's worth buying BMR parts just to get help from Kelly Aiken. Trust me on that one. I think he even has a Facebook page that's specific for advice from him.
Let's see. Hold on.
Joey, when will we get an all-wheel drive dyno so we can do some work with the flex? I don't know how the flex is, but on my Explorer, I just take the drive shaft out, and it's not that bad, and we just dyno it front-wheel drive. I do plan on an all-wheel drive dyno, but it's going to be years because I can't leave here too quickly, and we're out of room. But the big master plan is to have a much bigger facility with probably 2, maybe even 3 dynos. So we'll go from there.
Okay. Remote tune on an 18 Whipple. I mean, depends on pulley and combo completely, but like average tuning, you might make 650 to 793 on a stage 2 kit, depending on pulley.
Yeah, 18s, they're very sensitive to the octane, so it depends on how good your 93 is in the area. So, like, certain cars will make over 7, but realistically, I would hope for 680 max on a stage 2 Whipple car without any kind of octane boost. Octane boost is awesome in any car, but specifically in an 18 because it's already limited.
Does running E85 with nitrous have the same benefits as E85 with boost? 100%. I mean, it's octane.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The more you give it, the better. I mean,
I've heard some people make weird comments about E85 with nitrous, but
I've heard the same thing, but I don't think
I do a ton of E85 nitrous cars, but we don't do a ton of nitrous only cars. I'm talking about blower cars. We just did. If anybody saw the Roush in our YouTube channel that made like 740 and 8 something on nitrous, we just did a new pulley on it that he got from VMP, the smallest one they have, and it did really, really well. That's on E85, and we still sprayed it. I've done 250 shots on top of 25 pounds of boost on E85. Never had a problem.
Would you tune a car differently for a road course versus a drag car, Whipple 18? I mean, yeah, we tune a bunch of race cars here too, like roundy-round cars, and they're usually changed a little differently. They don't have to be as aggressive, where you can change where the timing comes in or how it feels or how it comes out of a corner and stuff like that. You can always alter in a road course car.
Yeah, all right, let's do this. I don't know how this is going to go. I think it's going to go bad, but I want to try it anyway. We're going to Daytona 500 this week with Ballard. He's up in North Carolina right now. We're going to try and go live to Ballard in North Carolina, and we'll see what happens.
Maybe it works.
There's definitely a delay. We got to fix that. So I'm going to ask him some questions, and he'll just go over it all at once, and that's it. Anyway, Ballard, tell us what you got going on at the shop. When are you headed down here? What's new with the guillotine? What's new with Scarface? Say whatever you want to say, but because of the delay, we're not going to really go back and forth.
See if we can hear him. It's going to be great.
Hold on.
We got it.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, let's hear what you got to say.
Yo.
We can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, go ahead and talk, son.
What's going on, guys? We got a couple cars in the shop right now, mainly doing a few Whipples, and we got a long block swap. Turn it around right here. We got a Whipple going on the 18 right there, and then a long block swap going over there at the far end over there. And we got another Whipple right here, a Whipple right here, a Whipple right here, and then the other side of the shop is over there. Give me 1 second. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to the Daytona 500 this weekend. Never really been to many NASCAR races.
Sorry about that, guys. We're
Matt,
still
which is
figuring this
our
crap
mutual
out.
customer, invited us down there for hot passes, so we actually get full access to all the races down there in the pits while the race is going on. I'm sure we'll go live while we're down there. For the most part, I mean, we stay pretty covered up over here with tuning. We have a dyno on the other side of the shop. We actually have a Roush car that we did a Whipple swap on. I know there's a little bit of a delay here. Can't tell if you're talking to me or not.
All right, well, I think that went pretty good considering all the delay and audio echoes. We're going to let Ballard get back to work, and then we're going to get back to some of the questions here. That was a good little test. We're going to dial in the remote feed here real soon.
Does it sound okay?
Thanks for joining us, Ballard. Anthony, can we get Robin something fast?
Nah.
Yeah, he goes to Monroe's every Tuesday. You get it? Thoughts on cams with a single turbo car, max effort stock Gen 2 block?
I mean, max effort. I mean, how
Yeah, max effort.
2,000? Sure, lock them out.
Yeah, you use the word max effort, so you screwed yourself there.
Yeah.
So
2,000 horsepower, lock
max
them out.
effort, it's always working.
Yep, lock them out. Nothing big. Good luck.
But the first 7 seconds, 630 car had stock cams, so don't forget that. Not locked out, VCT and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Drive it to California.
Road trip, PBD worldwide.
Did you switch back to this one? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Mason, are intake cams worth it on a supercharged Coyote making 800 raw horsepower? Worth it? You know, if you're asking if it's worth it, then probably not, because it's a large expense and you're going to pick up some up top. But like, what's your goal? Like, if you're making 800, I'm guessing that means you're already on E85. You can make 1,000 on E85 without touching the cams. So, you know, it depends on why you want to add cams. Cams could be a good option for making bigger power on, say, 93 octane, where you can bleed off some power down low, where you're going to hurt the engine, and rev it and make some power up top.
Well, here's one. How much down tune a 2017 S50 GT? NA, we're 550. Force induction, we're 750 base pricing. In-house. How much horsepower do you think a Gen 3 engine and an 18 with a Whipple can hold as a daily? I mean, if you're on 93 or E85, I mean, there's a bunch of them running around making 850, 900 all day long. So on E, on 700, 750, on 93, I think it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nickel White. I hope I said your name right. Do I tune supercars? Nope. I mean, well, you know, Ford GTs. I've done lots of, not lots, but I've done Ford GTs before. Did a compound boost one and Whipple one. I did a Hefner twin turbo one in Germany remotely. So yeah, I do those. But the other cars, I mean, I'm a domestic guy at heart, but if I can ever get into a position where I can afford those cars, then I'll start tuning them, because I want to buy one, like say a Lamborghini.
I would have.
I know a lot of Mustang guys are like, screw Lamborghini. No, hell no, I want a Lamborghini.
I'm buying a UGR.
Yeah. Nah,
X package.
But I want to tune it myself. And if I buy one of those, it would be just the same reason I bought the Hellcat. I want to learn something new, and I want something cool, and I'm going to learn on my car. I mean, if somebody out there with a bunch of money wants to drop off a Lamborghini and let me keep it for 6 months,
Chad,
I'm all for it. But otherwise, I'll have to buy my own.
Let's see. What else you got? 16, 10
or 80 converters. There's not enough info out there yet. Circle D
They're still testing
has that. I mean, it seemed to go good in the Alley's car, and the Whipple car for sure. You can't really argue with the results on that hit.
Seems to work well.
I know there's some other people working on some stuff. I don't know.
Let's see.
Eric Holiday loves 10 or 80s. He used to love 6 or 80s more, but then when the 10 or 80 came out, he was like, why not add more gears?
I love Eric Holiday.
Yeah. We're going to be hanging out with Eric next week. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Leonardo Malero.
Leo.
Yeah. And then Leonardo threw me off. I'm currently running MS 103 on my packs instead of is that right? 103? MS 103?
It's MS 109. I mean, I think they make an MS 103, but
I don't know if that's a typo or there's an MS 103. I thought you were
there might be.
MS
I think there might be. There's a funky one in there somewhere.
He asked if he's going to see more in 109.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really.
I didn't realize you were running 103, to be honest with you.
I don't think I've ever even ran it.
I'd have to look into it, but my guess is, I'd have to look into it. I don't know. I'm willing to say I don't know what that is.
Any good way of dealing with potentially unpredictable pump 85? I mean, measure it. I mean,
What was it?
Unpredictable 85. I mean, there's no ethanol sensor in a Mustang. You can't do it. I mean, it can be done probably, but it's not going to be cheap or anytime right now.
But, there's one important thing to remember on the 85. Everybody always checks their percentages at the pump, and that's not a bad idea. But you have to remember, unless you're trying to run 1,500 horsepower, if you get E70 instead of E85, and you do the math, it's still, the trims are going to be off, but the trim should take care of it if your tune was good to begin with. And, you're still going to have plenty of octane and you're not going to hurt the engine. Now, if you get E40 in there,
you got water in there, we got problems.
But, I've had people ask me, I tested my fuel and it's E80, not E85. It's like,
send it.
Dude, don't worry about it.
It's okay.
All right, Leo, I really don't know what that is.
Bring them both here and we'll try.
Yeah, I'll look it up on the website. I'll have to look up the differences of what's going on.
And there's Nevin Barley. He's here. Mickey Thompson or Hoosier? I mean,
I'm a Mickey guy. I've used lots of Hoosier tires before, and they're good. And there was a time where there was the one Hoosier tire that everybody was
the stiff wall side
freaking out about. But I mean, it's hard to argue with Mickey Thompson.
What are those tires that just came out a long time ago? Those awesome ET Streets. Oh, the PF Goodriches. We run those. The Radial TAs.
Yeah, the original, the OG.
We go 7s on them.
I don't know how to say it. Koyo 1.
It's.
I know.
Yeah.
I know who it is. I just don't know how to say it. I just usually read it to myself in my head. Talk about cams. Man, it's hard. It depends on what your goals are. Here's a good example. First 7-second 6 or 80 car, VCT stock cams, 790s. My car, big ass cams. The car sounds ridiculous, and I go 830s. So, obviously I could go faster. There's lots of reasons that the cars are different, mostly time and effort. But the fact that you could go 790s with VCT and stock cams, the cams are just going to become, they're important to any large bill. If you like that car probably should eventually get cams if we want to go from 790s to 750s, which is the goal. But right now we're not doing that.
We keep pushing it.
What's up, BJ? Sal. Hey, what's up, Sal? I can't wait to mess with darkness. It was awesome before. I can't imagine. Chance, probably not. I'm traveling. I am personally traveling straight for the next 4 weeks, and my car's not really ready.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
I really want to go. I told Ballard last year. I was like, I promised him I was going to Texas, but this is not going to happen.
Active exhaust lockouts. I mean, I can get them. I mean, yeah, you can put it. I can do a tune where it just locks the exhaust open 100% all the time. But whatever, it works. But you lose your drive buzz, I think, at that point too.
Jason Smallwood, 100 shot, E85. Do you need to go to a colder plug? You don't need to, but it's not a bad. I mean, I'd put a set of NGKs in there anyway.
You can.
Yeah.
On an 18, we've done them.
The interesting thing, and I haven't tested this before, but you know, E85 runs cooler. Some people think you don't need as cold of a plug because of the fuel, but the guys from Ignite seem to think that a colder plug actually helps E85. I'm still unsure about that, and it's testing that I'm going to do. Like, go colder than you would think, and they're saying you make more power. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's see. Glenn, remote tuning 11 to 14 cars in Engage. I'll adjust that really quick. First off, anything I say here is just the facts, right? We're not trying to trash anybody. We love HP tuning.
Yeah.
Rob wears HP tuner shirt more than he wears a Palm Beach Dyno
I got
shirt.
100 of them. You know what?
Because he only has one, I think.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
He gets one a year. So
incentive program.
There's just some issues with 11 to 14. The biggest issue is sometimes when you flash the car, it bricks the PCM, and you can recover it sometimes. But it's just
there's a funky bug in it.
There's something weird going on that the guys at HP have to take the time to look at. I do use HP on my 2011, so maybe I can throw an Engage on there and try.
I mean, I've tuned a bunch of fast cars, 11 to 14, but there's a bug somewhere, and it's hit or miss in between. You know, I don't know what it is. It's just some vehicles do it, some vehicles don't. So until we can figure out what it is 100%, then we'll push that forward.
Austin said you're a daddy tuner. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I want to be a mommy tuner.
Yeah, for your mom and daddy. You take your little kids to school.
Let's see, Edgar. What's up, Edgar?
What plugs do you prefer on a Gen 5 Stage 2 NGK 6510s? And Captain type, like
plugs
24,000s.
Let's talk about plugs real quick. I used to, ever since Brisk plugs came out, I was a huge Brisk supporter, and I am still. But if you can get away with running a 6510 NGK, I do prefer that. The main reason is the Brisks I've had fouling issues and sometimes cracking issues, but at the same time on a really hardcore engine, the silver electrode is a huge deal on those, and it will save your engine.
Definitely. There's another plug somebody was testing, but I forget about it. Who knows?
Edgar, tuning different emission. I don't really want to talk about that.
On my meth setup, I saw more boost on one-step colder plugs. The same thing about the colder plugs, but no.
Read it so they can hear it.
On my meth setup, I saw more boost on a one-step colder plug. Well, the same thing. I don't really think that's possible.
I don't think so.
Maybe, I mean, I don't really know. Is it just throwing more volume?
You got to remember, you could do 2-3 dyno pulls without changing anything, and boost can change.
Yeah, that's
based
true.
on heat. So
that is true.
Unfortunately,
hot engines don't make the same boost.
Yeah, you're not. No boost gauge is going to be that accurate, or the conditions under which you are making the boost. Let's see. What's needed for a 200 to 150 shot first gen? You're definitely going to need, race fuel of some sort, or E85. So race fuel, you could probably get away with a boosted pump and some bigger injectors. At E85, you'll need a full fuel system.
What else we got here? I don't think these are weekly scheduled. They just pop up, and I guess
what is it?
These a live thing. Somebody asked if these are weekly things.
Right now, we did one 2 weeks ago. We're going to try and do it every 2 weeks, but our schedule is so off. It's just going to be sporadic.
It's a little treat you get once.
When we do plan to do a live feed, we always post it in the morning, the day we're going to do it, with the time or a rough time. Well, I guess we got to stick to that time because people are going to try and.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we're super busy. I mean, all day, every day, I'm doing something. We're always busy. So if we get sometime in the schedule, we can say, hey, we can spare an hour. We'll do a live video or something like that. We try and do, or we make a video, we do something to help somebody.
Nardi, around what horsepower and torque will I be looking at on 93 octane 15 GT with a Gen 2 Whipple, full exhaust, crank gears, 4 turnstile fuel system on 93? He didn't. Well, 93. So
I mean, like a 3.5 would make 750.
Yeah, 750-ish. 725 to 750 is pretty
right,
normal
93.
For 15 through 17 will make more on pump gas.
Definitely.
I don't care. I love 18s, but that's just a fact.
That's true. The less compression, maybe.
What's up, Brandon? Nardi said 3.5 pulley, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean,
I wouldn't really. The 3. I've done a 3.5 pulley. We got a guy down. I think you might be in Florida. Your name sounds familiar. We got a guy down. What was his name? Sorry, I'm bad at names.
We've done a couple.
Leo, I think was his name, not the Leo that I talked to earlier. He had a Gen 3. We did a Gen 3 2 to 3 swap on his car. He made like 760, 770 on a 3.5 on 93, but yeah, that's pushing it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it
for sure.
Chance, any DI upgrades tested? Yeah, we did the extreme DI pump on the Hellion car that we went to Bowling Green last year and went 9s on 20-inch wheels. There needs to be more testing on that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot more we can do with it. We only had limited access, but we had some fun with it.
The one issue with the pump is you still need a better lift pump.
Yeah.
So and then if you're going to 85, you know, I love Extreme DI. Uwe, the guy who owns the company, he's a mastermind. He's a mastermind. I mean, the guy's super smart. But at the end of the day, there has to be a use for the product.
Yeah.
And I think the best use for his pump is going to be high horsepower 93, to the point where maybe with that pump on an 18, maybe we can make 750 to 800 on a Whipple on 93. But I need a customer to test that. We need the car here. So if you're interested in making a bunch of horsepower 93 octane and you don't need your car for a month or two,
you don't mind buying a pump,
send it on over. And you got to buy a really expensive pump. Send it on over, and if it doesn't work, you still pay for everything. All right, anyway, just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, you do, but
yeah, it's whatever. It'll work. It's fine. We know it works. I mean, it works really well. I mean, you're able to open up a bunch more as far as DI goes, and you can make a bunch more power on 93 for sure. So,
John, can you use a factory drive shaft speed sensor versus ABS exciter ring to recognize drive shaft spike? A little bit, but I mean, you could do that in a stock data log. I do that. You can also log front and rear wheel speed, so that way you can compare front and rear wheel speed. There's a lot of things that you can log that we don't log, and
there's a bunch of them.
You know, again, it really just comes down to time. We got to fit all these cool little things we add into this stuff in between getting you guys tunes and sleeping.
Here's a good one. Would you recommend the Roush blower over the 1819 over the Whipple? No, absolutely not.
We just did one, and it did okay, but okay, so here's an example. The Roush one we just did, it's a Roush blower with the lowest pulley you can go with E85, and it made 800, okay? A Whipple, you're making 1,000. Now, if you're and the 800 is probably pushing it because the temps get up there, you know, you're on E85, so you can get you can get a little away with a little bit more, but you know,
you get greedy, you're gonna get in trouble.
And you know, it's nothing against the Roush blower. I just don't like the design of it. There's a reason that the GT500, the Whipple, the Edelbrock, I believe Kenny Bell has teased this. They're all inverse upside down blowers with the intercooler up top. Roush decided to keep it underneath. Don't know why. Possibly for looks. Possibly because they already had it partially made. I mean, it looks or whatever.
It is already made. That's the same exact casing as the people.
You know, and another thing to address here is I'm not trashing Roush. No. Roush's job isn't to deliver us 1,000 horsepower blower for cars they're selling that make 600 and 700 horsepower. They're going to make a blower that supports 700, 800 horsepower.
I mean, it's a great little blower.
Just got lucky in the past that the 2.3 was scalable, where the 2.65 isn't. But you know,
Whipple all day.
Whipple all day. But if you're looking for a TVS, the 2.65 does do well.
We got
I haven't messed much with the Edelbrock.
Well, Dave's car's fast. We did. We've got.
Well, yeah, you got. You know, for the older cars, not 18. You know, we hold the record for 6R80 2.65 or boost only too. I think Toro's been 840s, but that's with spray.
I don't know if it went 830s or not, but
830s, 840s. They run that on spray, which is fine. Awesome. I love spray. I got spray on my twin turbo car. Yeah. But if we're talking about boost only, David Bowen holds that record at 850s from the Mod Nats. But Toro beat him in the finals because you got to be able to cut a light too.
This is true. Let's see what else we got here. How much more was in Zabo's car for Bowling Green? I mean, there's probably power from Zabo's car.
A lot.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything.
A lot.
I mean, we're just getting started.
The car had never been on a dyno. We got there. We never even tuned it before we got there. It didn't even run
before it came out of the
trailer. We put a base tune on it, let it rip, and just kept doing trackside support style
tuning.
That's
what we do. Any experience with KB blower kits? A 3.2 kit for my 18 F-150. No, not an 18.
Yeah, the 18 the KB stuff.
We've done a bunch of Kenny Bells for 15 and 17. The 18 is way behind, so we haven't even seen it.
I'm not really sure. I'll be talking to the guys at Kenny Bell soon. I'll be meeting up with those guys.
Yeah,
they make a great blower. They just never got popular on the Coyote. I think it's partly because of the way it hugs the valve cover and the spark plug deal and all that. But you know, Kenny Bells on GT500s are badass. I mean, obviously everybody knows I love Whipple.
Yeah.
But I love Kenny Bell too. Kenny Bell has been, you know, back in the day it was always Kenny Bell versus Whipple. That went away a little bit in the Coyote world. I think because of the packaging of the Kenny Bell, but those cars still make great power. And Kenny Bell, I think they posted a teaser pic of a casting that looked like an upside down blower. So who knows? Kenny Bell might come from, you know, over your shoulder and fucking punch you in the face with that new blower. I probably shouldn't curse live. But
I'm getting. Oh, what is this? Triple pump system, hob switch deal. FC3 I think does this automatic. Well, it comes with a hob switch. I mean, you really only need one pump, but as soon as boost comes on, I recommend to bring the other 2 pumps on. It just keeps the heat down.
Sometimes, though, it depends on the power because you might have to run 2 pumps full time.
That's true.
And add I had that problem on my personal car. The second pumps weren't kicking in quick enough, and I would get a lean spike during spool, and it would really mess things up.
So it's going to be fine-tuned for your car.
So I switched it to 2 pumps full time, and the third pump comes on full. But you can play with that.
Roush based with the TVS blower. I mean, the Roush blower, the TVS blower, it's just, I mean, the TVS, the 2.3 TVS, it's the rotor design, it's in a Roush blower, or whatever you want to call it. Same thing. The difference between that and the Edelbrock, I mean, the Edelbrock's going to be inverse in 18, and we've helped out with tune a couple. I mean, they work pretty well. So far, so good. So
Austin, you think a 10R80 will ever go 7s? Yeah, I would guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
You know,
we're not that far off.
And here, when we're talking about records, I'm probably one of the worst when it comes to internet records because I'm proud of what I do, so I want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's just an internet record. So, you know, when you're discussing that, will it ever go 7s? Well, is there going to be somebody willing? I can make anything go 7s.
We do
anything.
If you got the checkbook,
I can make any car go 7s. Period. If you want to pay for it, but you know, is it going to require an extra light car? Is it going to require some custom parts and training? I don't know. But somebody is going to get it in their head that they're going to go 7s with a 10R80, and they will, for sure.
That's how we do it, and it keeps pushing the industry further and further.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, Mike Crawford. Any problems with the 85 setting for an extended amount of time? Yeah, for sure. It depends on your environment. The best advice I can give you is to keep the tank as full as possible if it is going to sit. The less air that's in your tank, the less chance you have of any kind of problems.
Whipple Gen 5 on your 18s, you still need the IAT kit if you do a tune from us. It's the same thing the Roush is.
And there's a lot of confusion about this IAT kit. Remember, if you are on the Roush or Whipple tune, do not use our IAT kit. It will disable the temp reading to the tune and possibly cause you problems. I've never heard of that happening. I've heard of people putting the sensor in just so they can watch it on their thing. It didn't actually cause damage,
but
as far as I know.
It's potentially,
it's potentially catastrophic.
If you have an intercooler pump fail, I mean, you lose that safety net immediately. So.
Yep. All right, what else is going on, guys? We're keeping a lot of people in here.
Yeah, if you got questions, let's
hear them.
This is your time.
The other thing, let's try this real quick. I know it didn't go well the first time, so let's see if we can make it not go well twice in a row.
Yeah.
We're going to go live to Oklahoma City. Trevor at Tricky Performance. Trevor is also an employee of Palm Beach Dyno, does all our naturally aspirated tuning. He also has the shop Tricky Performance. Let's talk to Trevor. I'm just going to ask one big question because of the delay, and then you can answer, and then we'll bring it back to me. So, Trevor, why don't you tell us one thing? Tell us what's going on at Tricky Performance. Hold on a second.
You just have to right-click here, mobile app, and here's the second one. Connect there.
Okay. Sorry, we're still figuring this stuff out. Trevor, why don't you tell us about what's going on at Tricky Performance and some NA stuff that you got going on. I know you got a real fast car, especially for where it was with right-hand drive. Tell us how that worked out. Tell us, I think somebody in Texas just went quick with an intake manifold that nobody thought everybody wanted to argue about. So tell us a little bit about all that stuff.
Let's hear that.
Sorry, we're still figuring this stuff out. Trevor, why don't you tell us about what's going on at Tricky Performance and
The answer is yes. Do we need to flex fuel sensor to get the engage to read 85 contact?
You could do that if you wanted to.
What's the brand of this?
This camera went off again.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Tell me if it comes back up. I'll just keep going. All right, sorry guys. In addition to this new stuff we're working with, we're also dealing with bad weather. It's been raining bad all day, so that's going to affect our internet, unfortunately. So we're just going to. Sorry, Trevor. We'll try and get this working next time. We'll bring him in on the next one. Let's get back to some questions. Gen 5 going to come from 15 through 17. Yes, it's already on 11 to 14 cars in testing. We had one of our customers put one on. So that's coming. I think they said middle of the year for Gen 5 for 15 through 17.
Yeah,
I don't know about 11 to 14.
Let's see. We're doing events near Ohio. I mean, we're doing Bowling Green probably. I mean, we're doing probably some of those. Maybe.
I don't even know it. They got rid of Columbus. They used to do Columbus for Anna Marie, but they got rid of that, and that's in St. Louis now. So I don't know if any Ohio events will be coming to. Yeah, Bowling Green or Bowling Green's probably the quickest or closest. Unless you want to go out to Joliet, that's about 5 hours, depending on where you are in Ohio. I'll be in Ohio in a couple weeks, but don't message me because I'm not coming to tune your car.
Can you
I'm going to visit families.
Here we go. Any techs in the Northeast to install a Whipple in your 15? The Northeast is pretty big. So, I mean,
Northeast for where?
To install a Whipple. So,
yeah, we got to
give us your like, state
a little bit
or
better.
town or zip code.
Give us a better idea there.
I can help out.
What's the highest Gen 1 stock block you have tuned? Probably my car, my red car, which went 920s at 150.
We already went 8s with a Gen 1 too.
What's that?
We went 8s with a Gen 1 too.
Yeah, but I bet you my car's
probably made more power. Yeah, because it was light.
Yeah. That car is probably 850 to 900 at 150. That's way too much for a Gen 1 by far. That engine did blow up. Yeah. But not because of that. I rarely ran it on that tune, but I did go. I don't even think I was quite at that boost level, but I went 9.2 at 150 in that car, and it wasn't too light.
Massachusetts. Nobody know Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Well, it's not close, but the only person I know that I trust in that general area is Connecticut. And the shop, Jimmy Cacaletras, the shop CT. He's the guy that owns the white car that we went 7s with, and he just opened a badass new shop that's making me jealous and wanting to get out of here and move on to our big place, but not yet. Anyway, I'd call Jimmy as far as an install. And if you could contact us, and we can put you in contact with him.
For a certain brand of long tubes, add our installs at the shop. I think Will prefers Cooks. I think he charges less for Cooks on install. It works better. It works better for the mid-length are not as long. You don't have to do extension stuff like that. It fits better. You can get all the bolts with a gun. The install is even cheaper for Cooks. That's not to say the other brands don't work as great. American Racing are really nice. Long tube headers is nice. It's all nice.
They did complain a little bit about, again, when I say this stuff, I'm not trashing anybody. I'm just giving you guys honest feedback. RareFab didn't like the MBRP. They sold MBRP to a customer, and they didn't really like it. I don't remember exactly.
But I mean, like a little bit, if it's a little bit cheaper than, say, like, a Cooks, you might have to suffer. I mean, it's all about, everybody does their primary length differently, and the way they route their primaries differently. So some are going to fit better than others, but it goes into the price.
Chris C. asking about a flex fuel sensor reading on the N-gauge.
You can do it. Yeah.
There's two ways to read it on an N-gauge. A, you enable a flex fuel, and then the tune's going to guess at the E85 content, and that's what you're going to see on the N-gauge, and that's what we don't do. I don't like that. If you just want to be able to look at your E85 content, you can get an E85 sensor, wide in it as an analog sensor, and configure it. You can do that with any sensor that you can imagine with the N-gauge. Since you're local,
pretty much.
Just hit us up, and maybe if you want us to help you, we can do a little video on it to show people how to do it. You can also buy a standalone E85 gauge that just has its own display, but if you're looking to make it display on the N-gauge, you can do that too. Brandon.
Refresh. Seattle area.
Oh,
Seattle?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the closest person to the Northeast that we use is Paramount. They're in Northern California.
Yeah, that's pretty close to Washington. Paramount.
Mount.
Yeah,
Mount. Sounds spelled. TJ Bailey going 1098s with 18. That was cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, Trevor didn't get to talk. That didn't work out, but he was going to talk about. We just started working with American Speed down in Australia. Fred Salazzo, one of his first tunes he did with us. The customer was the static. I don't think the track was very good, but he still went 119 miles an hour, NA, right-hand drive.
93, right?
He went what?
Was it 93?
1193?
Yeah, no, it was on 93.
Oh, yeah, 93 octane
with the
or whatever
GPF still on it. It's got the GPF on it in Australia. The big, like, it's like a...
So it's like a he went 11s, 119 miles an hour. He was extremely happy.
Yeah.
Would you expect to see track gains? This is Kyle Collins. We tuned his Whipple car. Would you expect to see track gains when switching from 112 octane to E85 at the same timing? I would need to know more details about the exact 112 you're using, but yes, probably. Yeah, you'll probably pick. It won't be big vodka, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I need a drink too.
Yeah, Kobe.
Just get me a cup, though.
It's not Taco Tuesday, but if you want to come to Taco Tuesday, you can find out.
Austin, talk about the Mustang behind us, guys. This is a good customer of ours, Charles Sidoti.
Great customer.
Great, yeah, he's awesome, local guy. As you can see, looking at it, he's got our K2 pulley on it. He's got our K2 throttle body on it. He's got a JLT. We just got a Hasty bracket. Rare Fab put that on for him just now. He just now switched to a smaller pulley in the Hasty bracket. It's already on E85.
4L1. Yeah.
What's, I don't know, is this a stick?
It's a stick.
Yeah, this is a stick car. We just loaded it on the dyno, and we're going to be doing this as soon as we're done here. Maybe we'll work in some live tuning to these feeds, but we just had too much on the
Not
table.
today.
We barely made it in time for this. Let's see. So Javier, for 700 horsepower, 93 octane Whipple Rauscher Pro Charger, Whipple Rauscher Pro Charger. Need to know what year car. A Whipple most likely on Gen 1, man. You got to be careful at that 700 mark. Gen 2, the Whipple, the Roush is a little tougher to get there, but you can get there. The Whipple pretty easily. Pro Charger, probably pretty easily.
What else we got?
Michael Clements, 15 Mustang with a Pro Charger.
I like Pro Chargers.
Do your tunes have any issues with cold starts? I find that the change in weather. Okay, sorry.
Change in
Couple of
weather?
typos. Change in weather with my current tune struggles in the cold. Would yours be better? If it's on E85, that's typical, but we could still fix that. If you're having changes on 93,
Due to weather, I mean, it's probably.
I mean, it could change a little bit. It kind of depends. That is a Pro Charger, which has it in the intercooler, and sometimes you do get a little bit of weird flow over the meter, but it depends on how cold you're talking too, right? Cold for us,
negative
is 55,
30. Yeah, let's do negative 30
yeah.
in Alaska for the weekend. Doesn't start.
Nickel White, what was the setup in the manual car Rob tune with the P1X Nevin's car?
Nevin's car was an 18 manifold, the P1X, D-Trix 95s. And that was it. And a four level one, and that was it.
Yeah, pretty basic setup.
Yeah.
Made some power.
Yeah, it did.
Randy, I have a Pro Charge 13 with 8 pounds of boost, pushing 623 on 93. Is it safe to go up and boost a little on the factory engine? Yeah, you can push it a little harder. Probably 2 pounds, 10 pounds. You probably make, 650, 660 in there. That's the size I'd go.
What Lambda do we shoot for running 1,000 horsepower? He said 7.7 or 7.8. Put him on the dyno. Make it hit.
Yeah.
7.7 or 7.8. I mean, it's all.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
That's like saying, like, I'm not going to get into my analogies.
I mean, yeah.
But,
analogies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's
the thing. Well, here's what happens. So make a hit. Put your watt lambda tail with 7.8 and watch it go from 7.6, 7.8, 7.9 all over the place. It tries to control the same lambda. It doesn't. I mean, that finite of a detail, unless it's 100% on, really doesn't make much of a difference. So leaning it out significantly, sure, if something like that makes horsepower. But I mean,
and every car is going to want to run it different.
Yeah, different combinations like to be different.
Right. So like a 18 on 93, you're going to run at a different commanded lambda than an 18 on E85. Than
Yeah.
I mean, in general, the ballpark number on a boosted car is probably 0.79, but I go way richer than that, and I've gone way leaner than that.
Depends on what it likes. That's what we do.
I think we might have lost our Facebook feed.
Let's see what we got on YouTube. Anything else?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Do you tune for meth? Yes. I don't recommend the octane booster just because it's not as reliable. I mean, you run out of it, you forget, you blow your shit up.
And nothing could go bad with octane boost. Like, well, anything can go bad with
anything can go bad anytime.
But the meth kit could stop working, or you could forget to fill it. If you put the octane boost in there, it's going to get into your engine. So that's.
What fuel system would you recommend on the website for 1819 for the Whipple? There is a fuel system on our site, I think, for the Whipple, right?
What's
the
that?
18 Whipple. There's a fuel system specifically for it on the site.
For 18s?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have everything up there for 18s.
It's just going to be
the cheapest way to get into E85 on an 18 is the 1LE package.
Well, you do the one, because the Whipple already has rails. So you would have to do the 1L package, or level 1 package, and tell them you have a Whipple.
Oh, it's a Whipple, yeah.
Yeah, because you have to use those rails.
Yep.
Are you guys playing with the H2 and ECM Transfer Fisher? We did all the testing and stuff for those guys. A lot of our customers run it. And we've had success with it. It works good. I mean, we have it. If you need it, ask for it. Let's see. A lot of these cars in this area have the hood liner removed. I don't know why people take the hood liner off. I mean, I don't know.
I think some people like to see the horse.
Yeah, and some people have, clearance issues. They want to have the notch in the hood.
Yeah, sometimes it gets kind of tore up. Who knows?
Roush Supercharger 2650 installed today. What tune do you have for it? Pretty good one. It's a great question.
All right, what other questions? We're probably going to need to wrap this up soon. It's already 4 o'clock.
Let's see. Roush blower to 200 shot. Done it. Works really. I mean, nitrous on blowers. I mean, it works. I mean, you have to have a built engine to do it, but you can do it. Let's see. What else we got here? There's Trevor.
I don't know. Check on your phone. See if Facebook feed's working. My phone took a crap.
I'm trying to make sure there's anything not missing.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions left and you already typed it, you feel like we're skipping you over, you can try it one more time. We got about, it's working? Okay, let me use yours. We got like 4 or 5 minutes. Any chance of you hitting 6s, Ken? In what? Not a 680 car? I mean, again, I can probably, I mean, not anything, but 6s, I guarantee we can go 6s with a 680, but I probably need like hundreds of thousands of dollars, so nobody's going to do that.
I mean, you could. It's possible, sure, but it's going to take a long time to get there. I mean, we're still years away. Let me click this real quick.
Javier drove a friend's car with a 10 or 80 85 tune 18 car, and it was awesome. Thank you.
I love the way they
do we tune 3.7 Mustangs? Not a lot, you know, nothing wrong with those, but we don't get a lot of requests for them. The same reason we don't get a whole lot of requests for EcoBoost is possibly because there's people that specialize in EcoBoost that don't do what we do, and people want to go there. I'm fully capable of doing EcoBoost. We have a whole new EcoBoost pricing, Engage, pretty much for everything we're pushing this year. So, yeah, EcoBoost is awesome, but we just don't get a lot of performance EcoBoost.
What's this thing running? What is that pulley?
This is a K2 pulley. This is a 275. 2.75. That's roughly like a 72 millimeter, 71 millimeter.
I don't know what it'll make. I mean, it'll probably make good power.
Oh, this should, on that pulley, it'll make 8 something.
Probably, definitely. What pulleys are it's on the heavy tuning 18s with the Curvajet? We have done a couple. I mean, are they really faster than an 18 manifold? I don't think so. I mean, they don't make any more. I mean, they make like the same power. I mean, the curve's a little different, but I mean, realistically, if Cedar puts an 18 manifold back on their car, will it go just as fast? Probably.
Steven, 650s on a Roush TVS with an E85 and a 69 millimeter pulley. No problem. Brad, can you run C85 on an E85 tune? We answered this earlier, but yes, it's
the fastest.
Theoretically, it should have a small adjustment, but not really.
Building the fastest warranty-covered car out there. Here's what you do: don't do it. It's not going to work because you're going to break it.
I'm not. This may come off wrong, but I'm good at that, so I'll just do it again. Is if that's your question, then like,
I mean, it's a tough question.
Why are we talking about it, man? I mean, like, of course, if you're worried about warranty, like, why? That's, you know.
I mean, to me, here's what you would do. You would take a 18 Roush, put a Whipple on it with a 91 tune, load it with boost aid, gut it, and go as fast as possible. That's what you would do.
Yeah, but like, who wants to do that?
Yeah, and, and you still might blow it up, and then it might still.
The whole keeping your warranty thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. Some dealers. There's times when my car sat for 8 months because I couldn't afford to fix it after I broke it, but I still didn't care about the warranty because at the end of the day, the car gets. It's your choice to modify. Most of the people go so far past. Exactly. It going to the back to the.
And some coolers are some dealers are cool and will warranty stuff, and then you got some dealers even if you're stock on a Roush tune that won't warranty it. So, I mean,
Drag Week,
whatever.
Mike Oliver. I'm definitely going on Drag Week. I don't know exactly.
Side note: I love Mike Oliver. Spellbound Brewing Company's my favorite.
Is what?
His brewing company.
Oh yeah, that's Mike
with
the GT350.
Right? Yeah. That thing's awesome. 8,500 RPM Whipple car.
Michael Naughton, need Engage for Hellcats. I don't think that's going to happen.
They're not doing Dodge anytime soon. It's going to be something else. But
what we're going to do is, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this or not, but I'm going to.
Don't give too much. It's still a surprise. Just tell them. I mean, I would be like, listen, it's coming.
Okay, well, forget that.
You can't give them too much. I mean, there's something else.
We're going to be remote tuning Hellcats and GM and all Dodges with something else. It's coming soon.
Is it worth going to 69 millimeter on a 2.3? I mean, you're an E? Absolutely. I mean, you want to go fast? Put as much boost as possible in there. Good question.
Bo Webb, do we do an 89, 90? Not 89.
No.
91's fine, but if you
if you get the 80s,
if you can't get 91 octane, take the bus.
You need to move.
Yeah.
Burn that state to the ground. Even California's got the worst 91. Steve Ellis knows.
Kyle, love the Q&A. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. When is Rob getting a Mustang? He hates Mustangs. No, I'm just kidding.
I love Mustangs. Yeah. I love them so much. I do them all day long, and I don't want one.
I don't know. He keeps bringing up GT 500 to me. So
yeah, I mean, I think the GT 500 I want to do. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Looks like we're fading a little bit on the people in here, fading a little bit on the questions. It's a good time to wrap it up. The SRT 10 truck needs some tuning. Brandon, you know,
That's tough.
I haven't done. I've tuned those in person, a couple of them, but not remotely. So unfortunately, he would have to come here for us to do anything with it. So.
Yeah, that's something.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Really appreciate everybody coming. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties. We're going to try and make things better, get those live feeds better. Like I said, we'll be traveling a lot of weekends upcoming soon. So keep an eye out to the YouTube channel specifically. We're going to try and do some more, fun type YouTube videos. Our experience at Daytona 500. Flying a No Problem Raceway, Bradenton, NMRA. That'll have a lot of racing, of course, too. So stay tuned, and no schedule, but most likely every other Wednesday we're going to do this for now, and we may do it every week if it starts to become more popular. Probably to do every week, we need 100 people or more.
Yeah, I need
share with your friends. Yeah. All right, see you guys.